Hello everyone, my name is Michelle Al-Ferzly and I'm a PhD candidate at the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, where I study medieval Islamic art history. Today I'm going to be talking to you about a medieval inkwell located in the Aga Khan Museum collections, shown here on my screen. The inkwell, known as mihbara in Arabic or davat in Persian, was a vital component of the medieval scribe's toolkit. In addition to inkwells, which were used as ink containers, scribes in this period would have carried other writing implements, such as scissors, shown here highlighted in red, or pen rests, as well as rules, also highlighted in red. The scribe's pen may have also been stored in a dedicated cylindrical container known as a pen box, of which we can see an example here on the right. Although inkwells could vary in scale, shape, and material, their miniature frames serve the same primary purpose: to store ink in a lidded container in order to protect the liquid from encountering dirt and dust. Inkwells were designed to be portable. As can be deduced from the scale comparison shown on this slide, we can see that this inkwell is slightly smaller than the size of the iPhone 11, allowing us to deduce that inkwells were generally small, handheld objects. Alternatively, the sling handles on the inkwell's upper rim and body indicate that this object would have been worn slung to the scribe's belt or on the scribe's bag handle, perhaps. If we look closely at the lower and upper rims of the inkwell, we can also see the intricate Arabic inscriptions done in silver inlay, chosen here to contrast with the darker hue of the base metal. Here, the two bands of Arabic script roughly translate to a list of blessings to the object's owner. These include wishes of prosperity, health, wealth, and happiness, in some ways not unlike the content of greeting cards circulating today. Between these inscriptions is a pattern of 12 zodiac signs, and I've highlighted 3 in yellow here. These are slightly difficult to see due to wear and tear on the object's surface. Although zodiac symbols may at first seem like an odd addition to a list of well wishes, this inclusion suggests that the inkwell functions as a talisman or amulet, i.e., an object used to increase good fortune and ward off evil. Due to its small size, the inkwell would have been held close to the body, as is typical for certain talismans. Therefore, this object was not only used to transport ink, as its shape suggests, but also possibly acted as a charm when worn or held close to the owner's body. Turning to the figural decoration at the center of the inkwell, we notice the inclusion of arch shapes outlined in silver, and I've highlighted these in red circles. Within these arches are the figures of 2 intertwined birds that we can see at the center of the red circles. There are a number of possibilities for the interpretation of these arch motifs on the inkwell. According to art historian Margaret Graves, these arches could be interior rooms or entrances into the inkwell, which, in this case, could be seen as a circular tower, as a comparative example of this tomb tower in eastern Turkey demonstrates. Alternatively, these arch frames could also be understood as entrances into a tent, as the circular shape of the inkwell and its tapered conical dome also resembles medieval tents, as shown here in an illustration from the 13th century manuscript of the Maqamat, a collection of short stories. Despite its small size, we can see that the inkwell's design and decoration contains a multitude of references. As we have seen, there is an emphasis on the object's ability to be transported, its evil warding functions, as well as its design as a miniature building. Indeed, the elaborate decorations, done in silver, suggest this object was not only precious, but perhaps also an expensive utilitarian item. The 2 inscribed bands suggest that the object's beholder would have not only transported the inkwell while traveling from site to site, but also turned it through his or her hands, reading the silver inlaid calligraphy as a verbal invocation of protection. The shape of the object as a building, and thus of a covered interior space, also evokes this theme of protection and safety. As such, the Inkwell can be both seen as an essential scribal tool, but also as a protective, deeply personal handheld device. If you would like to learn more about the Inkwell, you may visit the Aga Khan Museum's website, where you can find it by searching for Inkwell under the Explore the Collections tab. You can also see it in person in the museum's galleries. If you'd like to learn more about the Inkwell by perusing some scholarship, you can also consult the sources listed here in my bibliography. Thank you.